Hi, I'm Russ, and this is the weekly dividend dive. Weekend dividend dive. What's up? Look at me go. I'm cleaning my pumpkin. So, funny story. I guess I was going to do a little bit of a show and tell for all y'all, and I do believe the microphone is working today. Yeah. So, this stinks. And what happened here is that I was going to tell you, we went to Costco where we got pumpkins, gigantic pumpkins for $5.99. And then we went to Home Depot, and the pumpkins that were considerably smaller than this were $14.99. So fantastic to Costco. But as I brought this down to show you guys, all of a sudden it's leaking all over my pants. Like, what's leaking? The top of the pumpkin is leaking. I don't know what's up with that. Might not be a good sign, but hey, we are, yeah, exactly, Patel. I just said to go along Costco and Home Depot. You got to do it. So that's, sticky pumpkins. I'm David as Pumpkins, Saturday Night Live. Hey, it's that time of year. What's going on? And yeah, if you don't know, if you're not a Costco member, I don't know, go maybe rob. Well, we don't want to tell you that. So, Pat, we can talk about that. Lots of red. I'm excited. I call that a good start, right? I don't know what you call it, but we, I just got back from apple picking too. Sorry, literally, I'm like running around setting this up. So yeah, when's the last time you went apple picking? And it doesn't count at your grocery store. If it's already in a bag and you're in your grocery store, it doesn't count. But that's what we did. I had the Blossom event last week, got to meet the one and only Ian Lopic and Ari Gutman. I met him in person. I met some viewers, listeners, readers, watchers, whatever you want to call all y'all. Hey, I'm a watcher too, right? And dude, Chris, it is my favorite holiday. I didn't even change my shirt. I wasn't going to wear a horror punk band shirt, but hey, we're pressed for time around here, and it's all to hang out with you because I really do look forward to this every week. Did you guys... There's so much going on. I don't even know where to start. We've got the market. We've got Halloween coming. I'll be in Vegas next week. Probably not going to do a live stream. We're not going to do it. I'll just go right. We're not going to do it because... I mean, come on. I'm in Vegas essentially for 2 nights. I'm not going to live stream one of them. So unfortunately, my kids just started, I found out about Sora, right? Sora 2. I made a video today. I uploaded it. If you didn't see it, I can show you it. It's the ones, hey, there he is. Yeah. Josh, I met Josh, dude, you took a train in. I haven't taken a train since I was going from London, King's Cross Station to Edinburgh over in the UK. What a fantastic trip that was. Ooh, Tony's playing the taco trade. Hey, it may be a taco trade. I don't know. We'll see. But I do know when in doubt, you can zoom out and over the life of the stock market. It goes up and to the right? Because kind of like we shared with McDonald's today, when the company becomes more valuable and profits ultimately, as my guy Peter Lynch said, I don't know if you've read this book, Beating the... I got to cover up all the eyes, this damn autofocus. Please. Anyway, there we go. Beating the Street by Peter Lynch. Off chance, we went after our excursion to Home Depot and Costco. We went to a local bookstore, used bookstore, and I wasn't even looking for it. And I just happened to see it. And hey, $4.99. I'll give it a, I know it's going to pay me back more than that in spades. Quest Diagnostics, Matt, we certainly can. What else was I? Oh, yeah. I think I was going to finish with a little fun stuff here. I guess I'm starting with fun stuff, but I wanted to wrap it up. And they're only 9 seconds long. But if you haven't seen, I did upload one of the Sora clips as a short. So here's one that, and it's funny because people have clips. You may have seen them with Michael Jackson, with Bob Ross, with Kobe, there's people that are deceased that they were using, but I think they tightened it up because I tried. I tried to do like me and Michael Jackson and didn't do it. I wanted to do myself and Charlie Munger. So I had to try and tell it like, no, with the likeness of somebody that might look a little bit like Charlie Munger. And here, this is the best I got for this one. I was trying to get Charlie ribbing me on Portillo's.
Buying Portillo's stock. Their food is rat poison.
But Charlie, you said Bitcoin was rat poison too, and it's way up from there.
You're damn right it's rat poison, and that's an insult to rat poison. But hey, one of us is a billionaire.
Yeah, so I was trying to get it cut off. I was trying to get yeah, Jay, I am buying more Aries Capital, still buying ARCC, but I tried to get Charlie to tell me, but hey, one of us here is a billionaire, so you do you, yeah. And then if you didn't see, this is the last one really quick. This was my son. It's just having fun. It's just stupid fun.
Portillo stock. Their food is rat poison and it's hurting my feelings.
A clown is giving investment advice now?
At least I'm not a clown with a Dividend YouTube channel.
Yeah. So there you go. A little bit of fun with Sora. And again, I had to get creative to get the likeness of something close to Ronald McDonald. And yeah, so let's see what you guys got to say in here. I know it's fun. Patel, the Blossom Tour was a blast. I know I posted a few pictures, and I think I can bring one up. If anyone hasn't seen, I did a couple of I don't know what to call them. They had a machine there where Ian and I stood next to each other and held up signs. We went to a wedding, and they have these things now. I don't know what to call those cameras, but let me see if I can. I probably should have had this all preloaded, but I don't know if I can just batch load them here. Let's see what happens if I do this. I don't think it'll do it. Oh, there we go. So that was, I don't know. There you go. That's me and Ian and Joy Yi Yang and Marcos Mia. I just thought I uploaded a bunch of pictures, but anyway, so it was a great time, and it only did one. I'll do one more for you. But yeah, you guys got to go if you have the chance. Hey, why not? It was, we'll do yours truly. This was crazy that I'm up there in front of about 100 people or so. Josh, I don't know. Total, I don't even know if it was 100 somewhere. I may be exaggerating, roll with it, but that was my first time ever speaking in front of anybody. And enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed meeting everybody. I would absolutely, and I look forward and hope to do it again in the future. So, yeah, it's almost Halloween time, right? My favorite holiday, by the way. Oh, my daughter yesterday, they were giving me the biggest crap for saying Halloween because we went to the Spirit Halloween. And they said, why do you say Halloween? It's Halloween, like hollow. And I don't know. I guess that's the way I was raised. To me, Halloween, that's how you say it. And kids were making fun of me. Main Street Capital. So with the BDCs, Pat, the market thinks that they're going to make less money going forward because interest rates are declining. But a lot of the BDCs, they have, like a Main, like an Aries, they have floors. So that's why even when we were in ZERP in the zero interest rate policy times of whatever it was 7 years back in the mid teens, they still were profitable. They outperformed the S&P 500 because they are still going to make their money. Even when interest rates were near zero, they had a floor. So they have a minimum amount that they will make on the loans that they've made. So I'm looking at it as a buying opportunity. You guys, I talked with Kelly Green. She said she thinks in 2026, BDCs, business development companies or corporations, I never remember. Is it the same thing? Company and a corporation? But I'm looking at it over the long term. Again, these are small portions of my portfolio. The BDCs don't make up. They do not account for more than 4% of my total portfolio. So, there's opportunity cost, but those are my income factory positions. If you've read the book Income Factory by Stephen Bavaria, good for you. If you haven't, I recommend reading it. I saw it at the library, so you can read that for free. What did you say, Patel? Yeah, ARC, FS, KKR, and others. It is. Everybody's worried, I guess, about the decreasing interest rates, but they did fine for 7 years when interest rates were near zero, and I think people are losing sight of that. Yeah, again, it could be different. It could be different now, and times changed, right? They say the past often rhymes, but it doesn't happen exactly like before. Yeah, business happens regardless of political stupidity. Josh, dude, that's absolutely right. I don't know, but not much to add to that. So a group of dividend investors did on Friday. I was down 1.34%. Yeah, it's fun, Bill. It's fun to share that. But honestly, when you're thinking long term, I don't care. I think it's a great opportunity to buy more. Because remember, I think it was Warren Buffett who said that if you're in the wealth accumulation phase, if you are looking to buy, you should want things as low as possible. The only people that should want high prices are those that are looking to sell. So if you're not looking to sell, then you should cheer for low prices. Obviously, I say that with the caveat that unless it's a company, so if the whole market's declining, perfect opportunity, just like I was looking today. And let me throw this on the screen for you. But I put this in my newsletter that, let me take you off there, Bill. This is my McDonald's positions. And look at that. I bought my first share on my wedding. I didn't even realize that. That was my wedding anniversary, November 25th, 2019, at $191. And then you could see what I did. I wanted to buy in that range. And then COVID hit. I remember, I wish I would have bought more. Look at that on March 17th, which I think that somebody correct me if I'm wrong, that may have been the exact bottom of the COVID correction, the COVID crash. I bought one little measly share at $139.50. And I specifically remember when I bought that, I thought, okay, either COVID's going to kill us all and it's going to be the Walking Dead and it won't matter anyway, or they're going to figure it out. There's going to be a vaccine. People will get immune to it. Somehow, some way, this will be taken care of and everything will come back. So it was kind of that, it would almost really felt like you don't want to call the zombie apocalypse a win, but it really is a win-win, because if the market is zombie apocalypse, Walking Dead times, your portfolio is not going to matter. And even if you have gold, I don't know. I think guns and ammunition and food are going to be more important than gold, because if my family's starving, I don't know, I'm going to want food. So, but if somebody else is starving and I'm offering them gold, what are they going to do with the gold? So it's an interesting thought exercise. But anyway, that's that. And the last share I bought was June 16th, 2020 at $191.99. Market started recovering, going up. And yours truly said, I'm going to wait till under $200 to buy. Never went back under 200. Why? McDonald's is a quality business. If they are buying back shares, if they are becoming more profitable and profits drive earnings, why in the hell would the stock be cheaper and go down unless there's a market crash? I think I was going to say correction and crash, so crash. But anyway, that's my story with McDonald's. And I just took myself off the stage. I wanted to remove that. Yeah. That's all I got to say about that. Is it, Pat? Because it sure feels like we're at the top. Like we're on sale at the top, maybe. Yeah, Craig, funny. Oh, dude, in that video, I don't know if I could pause it. It made me want to throw up. Let me see if I can pause this if I play it.
Buying Portillo's stock.
Look at Charlie's hand. What the hell is that? Like, oh my God, it's a horror movie. Look at that. There's Charlie. He's got a thumb there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Apparently 6, 7, maybe 8 digits on that hand. And I saw that. Disgusting. There's yours truly with a very skinny arm, no tattoos. Oh, if you don't know what you do with these, is it wants you to hold a selfie and it'll say, read these three numbers. There's three numbers you read. It'll say, turn your face right, turn it left, look up. And then that's how and I guess it sees because I had my Labatt shirt on when I did it. But that's how it gets your voice and it gets your likeness. And it will only do you, or they call it a cameo, or people that like Mark Cuban uploaded himself. So you can use Mark Cuban's likeness and Jake Paul. But anyway, gross, right? Blech. We are staying at, I'm not going to say because my wife gets funny with this. And I'm not going to say. I'd like to, but I know I can hear it, dude. I've known the woman for 26 years. And I know because, when we go out in town, we'll be in bars sometimes and in the past. And people, if we're talking to strangers, just random banter. Oh, what hotel you staying at? My wife always gives a fake hotel. Always. She never says because she says, you don't know who people are. And next thing you know, somebody's waiting or following you, or, waiting at your hotel in the lobby for you to come in. And I was like, yeah. So all I'll tell you, Tony, we're staying on the Strip, man. I trust you. I love you. I'm sure you're a good guy, but my wife would, not be pleased if I told you the hotel we're staying at. Yeah, maybe it is the taco if feuds are up. All right, let me. Yeah, I don't know what he's on there. Jim, what's up, man? I know you've had some issues, but you're getting older. Actually, in this Peter Lynch book, do you guys know he retired from Magellan Fund at 46? And it was during his birthday party. He realized that his dad died at 46. So he was the age when his father passed away. And he realized that I don't have a lot of time in front of me. And I'm going to be dead for a really long time. So the time I have in front of me is a little bit, and the time I'm going to be dead is forever. And he said he was spending more time with Sally Mae, Sally Mae. I always forget them. Fannie Mae, Sally Mae, and Freddie Mac, right? He was spending more time with them than he was with his kids. And he remembered stock tickers, but not his kids' birthdays. So, Peter Lynch said, look, I'm out. I've made my money and time is finite. So, oh, no kidding, Josh. You are going to the LA Blossom event as well. I know Ian's not going to be at that one, but they invited me out to it. I can't, I burned up most of my vacation time. All right. Oh, good. I'm not the only one that says Halloween. That's how you say Halloween. My kids are telling me it's Halloween. I don't believe so. Yeah, I did hear about Tricolor and the auto parts company. But that's why I'm looking for quality. And we do know that Main Street Capital and Ares. So Main Street Capital is, how do they say it? Ares Management oversees Ares Capital, but Main Street Capital is independent. So that both has its pluses and minuses, but they're both solid. They're both solid. So Josh, I bought one more share of McDonald's, and what I did, you'll see I sold some SGov because I wanted to buy more Portillo's at $5.85. So that way I would have 200 shares of Portillo's, average $6, and that's good enough for me. And that's what I want to sit on for. Hopefully it'll get there this week. We'll see. But I might get another share of McDonald's in there as well. Yeah, CHH. Hassan. CHH for Hassan. Yeah, I can look those up. And we'll do news here in a second. To all 50 of you watching, my God. Thanks for hanging out on a Sunday night. Edwin's brand new to Blossom. So linking your brokerage to Blossom is the same thing. It's Plaid, right? I think it uses Plaid. They don't get access to your account. And that's, I know, but some people don't like it. Some people feel funny about it. The only thing I I think I might have had to manually input it, but it only shows Edwin your like Schwab. It won't do my retirement account. It doesn't do all of them. So, you know what? Kelly Green likes Hercules, ticker HTGC, because she says it's more involved with tech. So you might want to look at HTGC, which is Hercules. I'm almost caught up. Oh, dude, there he is, the new dad. Oh my God, there's so many freaking. I got to get caught up, Ryan. So, yeah, congratulations again on being a father. And as I told you, it's really your portfolio held up well during April's tariffs. Nike got whacked, right? Because of the whole Chinese hubbub again. Here we go. I apologize. I'm getting down here. Good Patel, you also shared HTGC. Mi amigo es hablando español, Señor Williams. Yeah, I love it. You guys are conversation with a freak alien Charlie Munger, right? Yeah, Bubble, that was somebody. No, Tony asked, what hotel am I staying at? I think he's going to be down there. But for those of you just tuning in, my wife doesn't like to ever tell people unless they absolutely need to know what hotel we're staying at, or we know them very well, I guess is what I'm getting at. 88 Fingers Louie, right? Shout out if anybody remembers 88 Fingers Louie. All right, I got caught up. Linking to Blossom didn't work with M1. You know what, Michael? You might want to contact the Blossom support team. Fantastic. Let them know. Yeah, I would say download Sora if you want. Play around with it. It's going to get boring. It's fun at first, but we're in the early innings of this whole AI thing. And you know what? I don't know. Maybe I can put myself pitching in the World Series next or something, but it's just silly. I don't know. I mean, it's not real. It's all fun. All right, let's do some news here, and we will look up these two stocks for all y'all right now. So, we're looking at McDonald's. So for those of you that get the newsletter, have the newsletter, get that newsletter. I was so engrossed with McDonald's being a REIT and the real estate portion of the company, I completely forgot to mention anything about the dividend whatsoever. They are getting ready to raise the dividend. Check that out. 48 years of dividend growth for McDonald's. They're about to be a dividend king. And you see right there, they just had their fourth payment in September. So then they go next dividend on December 1st, $7.08 a year. And they will raise that dividend again. And it's probably going to be somewhere in the range of 6 to 7%. We'll have to see what that is. But we want to get you the news. Let me see here. Where did we leave off? Oh, here we go. It's like a story, right? We left off with the mudslide at Freeport McMoran, which I think is one of the biggest copper miners, right? All right, so here we go. Wasn't that busy this week with news. Fifth Third Bank, ticker FITB. Always a weird name, Fifth Third. You want to be first, right? I don't know about a fifth third. So they're acquiring Comerica, and I think that will make them the 9th largest bank, something like that. Let me know if you own Fifth Third Bank or Comerica. They refreshed their outlook on public storage, ticker PSA. 96, very safe dividend score. Oh, and their valuation looks like they're at the low end of Simply Safe's reasonably valued. There we go. Comerica agreed to be acquired, and I forget here it is. Comerica investors will receive 1.8663 shares of Fifth Third for every share they own, which is a 20% premium to recent trading levels. So shout out if you own a Comerica. Let's see. MSC, that's a company that's been on my watch list. They raised their dividend 2.4%, could be overvalued, but still a 4% dividend yield. How about that? Gilead, this one is interesting. I tried to understand it a little bit. They reached agreements with several generic manufacturers to delay the launch of a copycat version of Biktarvy, right? And that's interesting because Biktarvy is 70% of Gilead's revenue, and it helps turn. How did they word it? I liked it. Sorry if I'm going to just. I did read this. They said that. I'm sorry. Here it is. Yeah, Gilead solidified its reputation by transforming HIV from a fatal illness into a manageable chronic condition. And boy, have they, because Magic Johnson is still alive and kicking, and he looks pretty good, Verizon, I didn't read this one. They hired former PayPal CEO Dan Schulman to take over as CEO, effective immediately. Some of you income investors, I know you like Verizon, but for better or worse, I stayed out of the telecoms. I'm out. Lockheed raised that dividend 4.5%, which is actually below, right? Real quick, let's see what they're slowing that dividend growth down. And I sold them. They've had some issues, but I wanted to fund our Vegas trip. Decision, CEO executive decision made. They had an 8.8% 10-year CAGR, 7.2% 5-year, and they raised the dividend 4.5% just now. So slowing that dividend growth down a little bit is Lockheed. This is called token dividend raise. Northwest Natural, ticker NWN, raised the dividend 0.5%. Token raise. I mean, yeah, that's great. 70 consecutive annual increases, but I know it's a utility. Let's see. They're probably all really slow. There you go. What are you going to do with that? If you're a dividend growth investor, come on. What are you doing with a freaking 0.5% 10-year CAGR? Get out of here. But it's all right. If you're an income investor, you don't care. You're clearly not buying that for a growing dividend. And then last one, Paychex is integrating Paycor. And that, I didn't read this one. If you can't tell, it's like I'm reading it for the first time, So that's that. That's the news. And then for a couple of you, let's look up Quest, right? Quest Diagnostics. I've never looked at this, so apologies. This will go quick. Could be overvalued. I forget who shared this. If you want to, pause the video. We'll go semi-quick here. They upgraded their dividend safety score in 2020. Oh, my friend used to work for Quest. I know Quest. Yeah. Testing, right? Yeah, pretty good dividend growth. 14-year dividend growth streak. Let's just see. It could be overvalued based on the 5-year price to earnings. Yeah, it looks overvalued to me, according to Simply Safe, because the dividend yield is below the 5-year average. Forward PE is above. Let's see. I'm sure it's going to be a solid company. Yeah, payout ratios look good. Free cash flow per share did drop after, they were helped out by COVID, but hey, they're still higher than pre-COVID, so that's good. Just anything jumps out here. Yeah, sales growth coming back. Nice. Sales are a little flat, but they're growing. I mean, flat from 21, but at least they're reaching up there. Still buying back shares. No, they stopped. They added 1 million shares there. Margins, yeah, just okay. I mean, good business. You like with all things, you need to read about it a little more. So, yeah, net debt's not too bad. ICR is just okay. So it just looks okay. I don't know anything in depth about it. And then for you, Hassan, Choice Hotels. What is Choice Hotels? Let's see. All right, at the low end of the 52-week range. Who do they own? They franchise lodging properties under Comfort Inn, Comfort Suites, Quality Clarion, Ascend. So they got a bunch of the Radisson. All right. Not bad. I don't know. They're not the big names, right? But yeah, of course, they cut the dividend, but it's higher than it was pre-COVID, although it hasn't been raised. So the dividend's frozen. We'd need to know why. Looks like they can raise it. Free cash flow payout ratio is pretty dang low. Free cash flow per share looks good. Sales growth declining. Let's see what else we got here for Choice Hotels. Still buying back shares. Total sales are below, though, pre-COVID level. So, it doesn't knock my socks off. I don't know. Free cash flow margin's good. Good operating margin. So that would be a concern if 98% of their capital structure is debt. Yeah, that would bother me. But hey, at least their ICR is just, I don't know, Hassan. Not for me. Just meh. So all right, let's see what you guys are saying here. Trash Monopoly back. Has anyone seen the documentary on Monopoly, the early 2000s, right? Somebody at the company that made the pieces somehow got all their like family and friends to get those. That's dandelion tea. This is a PSA announcement. If you're ever starving, eat dandelions. They're okay. I'm drinking dandelion tea. A lot of people don't understand that you can eat dandelions. So I feel bad because I know somewhere in the history of the world, somebody was stranded. Somebody was starving to death. They were like 2 days away from rescue, and they died on a bed of dandelions. So don't be that person. If you're ever, just remember, dandelions are okay to eat. And I think it was Homer Simpson that said, leaves of 3, let them be. Leaves of 4, eat some more. I don't know if that's accurate or not, so please, that's not botanical advice. Oh, yeah, I tell the story about what Dresh, and then he just says it, right? So thank you for... Top 4 BDCs, Ares Capital, Main Street Capital, Hercules, and OBDC. I haven't looked at every single REIT, or I'm sorry, every BDC, but I am familiar with Ares and Main. Kelly Green likes HTGC. She knows, a lot more. I think OBDC, I think Ryan owns them. So JJ, I don't know, and I don't care. My hope is that we'll slide further, because when it's an entire market pullback, that is fantastic. Like I just showed everybody, I was able to get shares of McDonald's at $139. Dude, you gotta do that, Fifth Third is a merger name. I didn't know that. I don't like it. They should have changed it because, yeah. 1 2/3 bank. It's a weird name. It's always bothered me. Choice Hotels, I don't know. I mean, if we're going into a recession, then it might be, maybe they're seeing that. Maybe that's why they got the dividend frozen. Maybe they see that and they're worried. I don't know. That's interesting, Bill. So Bill, you worked at McDee's, right? All right. I have seen it though. We were yesterday morning, we were at bowling, and there was 3 bags as I looked around. It was in the morning. There was 3 bags of McDonald's. You know what? We all know it's unhealthy. As I shared in the newsletter, it's not like people in the 1950s when doctors were saying, I smoke unfiltered Camel for vitality. We know the stuff's bad for you. You shouldn't eat it all the time. But, the parking lot doesn't lie. Every time I'm by anywhere near a McDonald's, I always have to look. And you know what? Hey, people are always in there. People are always buying. But what an amazing business model. And Harry Sonneborn, he was the one that kicked Ray Kroc and butt into gear, saying, dude, you're not in the hamburger business. You're in the real estate business. They were using security deposits to fund the purchase of other properties. And it's amazing how it absolutely snowballed. So Wait, Fifth Bank merged with Third Bank during Prohibition. Really? So that during 1930s Prohibition? How many people in here worked at McDonald's? I'd love to know. Sorry, I can't help it. It's Sunday night. It feels comforting to have football on. I just saw Jared Goff catch a touchdown pass. That's all we'll say about that. I wouldn't call Quest Diagnostics overvalued. Pretty much run a duopoly. And Edwin, that's very helpful to know. As I said, I've never looked in the business. I've never looked at their competitors. If it is something similar to Visa and MasterCard, then that is very helpful to know. Just like with McDonald's, we see, if you look, as I shared, at their assets and liabilities, it shows that they have more liabilities than assets, but their property, plant, and equipment, which is what their real estate falls under, is at about $25.3 billion, I think. And the rub with that is, if they bought a property in 1971 at the corner of some busy intersection now for $100,000, it's still on the books at $100,000 and actually less because of depreciation, right? So it's like the property value is going one way, but the book value of it is going the other way. So it's very deceptive. And analysts think that McDonald's is the biggest real estate corporation in the entire world because of that. So, well, Steve, you're going to have to rewind. We did the news. I showed the giant pumpkin that I got at, here, some of you are brand new in here. Oh, God, I almost threw my back out. Costco. This thing is leaking. I don't know what's going on with it. I picked it up. It was leaking pumpkin juice all over. $5.99 at Costco. You can clearly see it's ginormous. And the one that was moderately smaller than this at Home Depot was $14.99. So we got pumpkin carving to do. We're going to be in Vegas next weekend. I'm excited. It cost a lot of money, and you know what? It's going to be worth it. Can't take the money with you when you do. Oh, come on, focus. Silly autofocus. How many times have I talked about getting rid of this guy, and I still haven't? It may be, Tony. No comment. I don't know. Oh, that's interesting. Your wife's company worked. She wasn't part of, on the new one. Yeah, not the old one from, I got to watch that documentary about the shadiness that went on with that. The bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits are the best. You know what? I'll take your word for it. The last time actually I had McDonald's was Riot Fest last year. My wife and I, we stayed out late, went to bed late, woke up early. We were in a hurry and we were hungry. And at the corner, right on the same building as our hotel, was a McDonald's. So we each got their, whatever it is, the big breakfast or something. And it was all right, but I would say within the last probably 3 to 4 years, that's the only time I've had McDonald's. So it takes a lot for me to eat it. Oh, Jared Goff didn't catch a touchdown. Very interesting. 1920s Prohibition was Fifth Third Bank. I didn't realize it was that old. Any stock earnings you're looking forward to? You know what? That's interesting. What do you guys think about President Trump wanting to have biannual, semi-annual, biannual, like Europe, twice a year announcing earnings? I'd be all for it, because as long-term investors, I don't know. I mean, maybe it would increase volatility because we'd have longer to wait. So I love it. So the stocks I own, it's nice to see what's going on. We'll look at McDonald's. We'll look at, I guess, some companies to see if there is potentiality of a recession sitting in. I mean, right on the last earnings call, some companies think that the consumer's tightening up their spending a little bit. I think we have. I don't know. It's funny, I had to think, because my wife buys all the groceries. We could play the grocery game. I don't know what a gallon of milk costs right now, or a pound of butter. Sorry, just had the Sesame Street in there, the stick of butter. A pound. I don't remember what it was. Shout out if you remember. The kid walking to the grocery store, repeating it. Stick of butter. A stick of butter, a gallon of milk, something else. And they forget it. I don't know. Michael and Bill are in a big old tete-a-tete. I said that wrong. Yeah. Look at this. Who else? Dude, just crisp salute to you, sir, for everyone else that bought a Costco pumpkin along with a pie. Wish we could share pictures. Well, I don't have a picture of that, but I have a... Oh, speaking of, this is who I was on stage with. Let's see. How do I remove some of these? Remove from studio. This is what I wanted to... I think I had one of us on stage. Yeah, here it is. Let's see how this looks. So that's myself on stage with Ian Lopic, Joy Yi Yang, Marcos Mia, and myself. And, you know, it's funny because I broke the ice by saying, have you guys ever seen the Sesame Street episode where, and as I say that, you know what pops in my head? The yep. Telephone. The Yip Yips, right? Or the Yip Yaps? Yip Yips. The Yip Yips. That'd be a great name for a band. I was in a band called the Yip Yips. We were a Steely Dan tribute. I don't know. I can't name if there was a gun pointed at my head, I couldn't name a Steely Dan song. What was I saying? Oh, I was saying, did you guys ever see the Sesame Street bit about one of these things doesn't look like the other? That's kind of how it feels like to be up here for me. But I'm just trying to see what I can get away with. So mission accomplished because I'm here with these fine folks. Something like that. But anyway, it was fun. Good times, everybody. I want to remove that. Dude, thank you, David. Container of milk, a loaf of bread, and a stick of butter. A container of milk? What the hell is a container? That's awesome. Oh, God, dude. Mr. Rogers, Sesame Street, and Electric Company. Those were three of the shows I used to love watching as a kid. Yes. And if you don't like Mr. Rogers, you can just turn off this live stream right now and go to hell. I'm serious. I don't know what it is about Mr. Rogers. It feels like a relative. Like Ian Lopic. When I met Ian, I felt like, oh, we're old friends. Like, I know you very well, Ian. They're brought to you by the what? You didn't finish it. Oh, dude. Come on, Michael. You can't leave us hanging. Letter D in the number 4. Yes. So, I don't know. Do you believe in the taco trade? I don't know. I don't know what to think. But again, this is what's beautiful about long-term investing is that you kind of really don't have to unless your companies that you are individually buying could be put out of business or materially affected for many, many years. Then, yeah, it stinks to see Nike go down. Believe me, are you reeling in the years? Okay. Steely Dan song. Thank you. I never liked Captain Kangaroo, Eddie. I don't know why. Something about him wrong. Maybe it's intuition. Something about him rubbed me the wrong way. But let me show you what I bought this week in case you missed it. Let me bring up my newsletter and tell us what you bought. What are you looking at buying? How about this? What is at the top of your buy list this week? What do you want to see really, really drop? Beastie Boys drop. All right, let's go along and I'm going to show you what I bought this week. I minimized it too soon. I need to do this. There we go. This is what I want to show you. This is my newsletter. It was a long one, but I enjoyed writing it. We'll go by there. Look, I even show you in the consolidated balance sheet from the annual report, right? That's what you get around here. Oh, McDonald's alpha spread gives them an intrinsic value of $220.43. But, you pay a premium, I guess, for quality. All right. There you go. So I sold 6 shares of SGov, which is the iShares 0 to short-term treasury bonds, right? Bought 6 shares of Aries at 1934. Yeah. Do I wish I was psychic and I could have bought more under 19? Of course. But long-term hold. 1 more share of McDonald's at $293.50. 3 shares of SCHY, the Schwab International Dividend ETF, $27.93. Got paid dividends from Vici. I think I scrolled right by that. Here we go. Yeah, I got $166.50 from Vici Properties. So I rolled that right into more shares of Vici at 31.15. It did go into the 30s. And then I wanted 200 shares of Harrow, and I just bought 1 more share at 38.45. So I'm done with that. And that's what I bought. So tell us, dear dividend investing viewer, what you bought. It is a beautiful day in my neighborhood. It's all a frame of mind, like Ryan said on the deep end. Hey, Henry Ford said, that's a weird one. So Ryan said that Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you can't, you are right. Taco's a pattern. It could be. I guess time will tell, right? When we can zoom way far out, years ahead into the future, we'll know. Matt's buying more Main Street Capital, Williams Sonoma, and Visa. Eddie's going to buy more Palantir and NVIDIA. Cintas, that's a company thinking about Peter Lynch. That's something he talks about is he sees people that avoid investing in stocks in whatever they're intimately familiar with. So again, if you're a mechanic, what do you come into contact with? Is there certain tools? Is there certain, automotive parts, OEM manufacturers? Is there a part I think I said that wrong. OEM replacement part manufacturers. So what do you know? Bubble, UEC, and waste management. That's a big one. I think it's important to think quality. It's fun to try and pick the next NVIDIA before anybody knew what it was, but there are so many times, and Peter Lynch talks about that he felt he missed Apple, but Warren Buffett bought Apple after he thought he missed it. And the thing was like, whatever, a 5-bag or something from when Warren bought it. So these quality companies can just keep going up and up and up and up. So a lot of times it pays to focus on quality. Bill, you wouldn't mind? I wouldn't mind. I would love to add more Visa. I've said it to you guys, and it kind of stings because everything else will be down, but I have positions that I would easily consolidate into. Much as I love McDonald's, I think Nike's a great long-term turnaround candidate. If we have a severe sell-off or correction, I could easily see myself selling 2 or 3 positions to just buy more Costco and Visa. I know Jonah Weingarten. Follow him on Blossom if you're on there. I'll be meeting up with him in Vegas. He told me he's going to be investing weekly into Visa, Costco, and one more. It might be NVIDIA. I forget what he said, but his 3 high convictions, he says, I'm just putting money into them every week. Edwin, dude, I don't think you had been on this before. Nice to see you. Hess Midstream. Yeah. So anyway, I think I was going to tell you guys that I'm very familiar with Cintas. I always see their trucks. We work at a company called Nation. Well, it's Nation Pizza. It was acquired by Nestle. And Nestle has a lot of different pizzas, if you didn't know. Maybe that'll be my next newsletter. But yeah, they do. I think they have like 3 or 4 frozen pizza brands. Anyway, Cintas, when you go around the whole, say laboratory, it's not a pizza laboratory, Russ. He's getting the Sunday nights. It is a, oh my God, production floor. Yeah, production. You have to wear a vest, a smock, they call it. You have to wear a smock over your clothes. Guess who takes care of all those every other day? Because then you go into the one room, they have hundreds of these smocks. You have to put on a smock, walk through, do your thing, throw it in the cart on your way out. Cintas takes care of that. So they also have the floor mats in there. So Cintas does the floor mats as well. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with Hess Midstream. I do like EPD though. That's one that I don't think I would consolidate Nike into it, but I had been talking with Brian Bollinger right around the time I was acquiring Nike, and he told me good luck that he had Brian Bollinger from Simply Safe Dividends. He had said that he messed up with VF Corp and one other. So he said, fashion, I stay away. I stay clear. I don't do it. The trends change. I can't see them always, like Lululemon, right? They're on the outs right now. I don't know. That would be a great question. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, uniforms and entry rugs. Exactly. And I see Cintas everywhere. Bill, that's interesting. You're setting aside 2026 Roth IRA money. Oh, that's an interesting thought. So do you max out your Roth right away? I don't know. That's GLW. Is that, what is that? Corning? Is it Corning? I don't know. I did hear, I've been listening to Jim Cramer. I found the podcast. It's convenient. I will never watch him on TV, but on Apple Tunes, right? Apple Tunes? I don't know what it's called. Apple Podcasts. I found his, and it's interesting. I think it's good for a flavor of what's going on. He likes Honeywell after they break up. Honeywell is going to solely be focused on aerospace. That is interesting. Yeah, Jonah Weingarten. Bill, if you can't find him, send me a direct message on Blossom, and I'll send him to you. But he's messing with those weekly pay. He's got an interesting thing going on. I did see that, Eddie. You are right. Cintas. Let's look at Cintas real quick. All this is getting the juices flowing for Cintas. That is a company that I absolutely really do understand. And we will look at Cintas. Cintas. What do we got here? 97, very safe. Yeah, yield is, but they grow it so quick. This is going to be like a Rollins, I think. I don't remember the last time I've looked at them, but I do have them on a watch list. I mean, come on, a 10-year dividend CAGR of 22%. They did not cut it looks like a dividend cut there, but in 2021, they switched from an annual to a quarterly dividend. Due to the additional quarterly dividends in 2021, Cintas's dividend total exceeded 2022's total. However, during this time, Cintas actually increased the dividend rate from $2.81 to $3 per year. And they've continued Cintas's dividend streaks through 2021 and 2 to account for that fact. Okay, very nice. Did not know that. So how long is their growth streak then? They don't tell. It's been a while. 43 it is. I can read. 43 years. And they just raised that dividend in just recently. Yeah, this is an interesting one, guys. Cintas looks reasonably valued, and talk about sometimes that's the best you can get for quality is a reasonable valuation or a fair value. A lot of times companies like Cintas, you very rarely, if ever, get them for a screaming buy. Why? Because they're a quality company. Everybody recognizes they're a quality company, and they just start dropping, and people just step in and start buying. So their PE is right in their 5-year average. Same with dividend yield. So they're probably fairly valued. Very interesting. Yeah, great free cash flow and earnings payout ratio. It's just quality. Look at earnings. You love it when it's a solid step up. Free cash flow dipped a little bit, but they could have done acquisition or something with that. We need to know. Yeah, margins are sale growth. Okay. Like, just beautiful. Strong 410 their buyback shares consistently. Look at the return on invested capital. Just ROE. This is a very healthy company. Great margins. Debt is decreasing. Really high interest coverage ratio. Look at the net debt to EBITDA. Last 12 months, 0.85. That means they could knock out their debt with all of their earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization in less than a year. So just a fantastically strong company. That is Cintas. Yeah, but it's so easy to find stuff to buy, right? Blind investor. All right, Edwin. Well, dude, I'm so happy to have you. And we do this every Sunday night. And as I say that, it won't be next Sunday night because I'll be in Las Vegas with my family and my wife. And I guess our kids are going to When We Were Young. And one night, my wife and I are going to meet up with Jonah and maybe Ryan, a couple other people for a little while. And then we're going to probably have a night for ourselves the next night while the kids are at the concert. All right. So I asked Bill if he maxed out his Roth in the first week. Yeah, if you can do it, fantastic. I didn't. I took some of the Lockheed sale and a few other things I sold in the taxable, and I had that cash sitting there, and I put it in the Roth and maxed it out early. But Cintas is a 3-bagger. There you go. That's a great idea. So you legally can't buy Cintas because your brother got fired, or you don't want to buy it? Tell me. I got to know. Yeah, I'd love to know that. All right, what do we got here? Touchdown Lions. All right, how about that? We're at the end, so I will let you guys know. I don't really gamble, but I got kind of roped in with a parlay. Want a parlay. I heard an ad. I thought it was straight up parlay, but it's like community parlay, and they have quirky rules. Like investing, like when you buy an ETF, always read and understand the rules before you put your money into it. I didn't. I saw a match for $50, and they'll match you, up to $200 your first deposit. So I put $50 in to do a few parlays during the Super Bowl. And we're at the end here, so I love telling you this, but I tried to withdraw my money right after the Super Bowl. I think I parlayed like $8. So I'm trying to pull out 92, and it's like, no, you can't. You can't take out any money you put in or was matched, only your winnings. I was like, okay. So I've had money sitting. It has a happy ending though, because as of right now, I have won. I've gotten my $50 back in winnings, plus an additional $86.50. It's paid dividends. And I have a parlay going today where the last one, if I $4 parlay, and if Jamison Williams gets 51 rushing and receiving yards combined, I'll win about $180. So I just saw yet another catch. I don't know where he's at, but it's got to be close. And hey, there you go, gambling, but we're all winners. That was a long way to tell you with anything in life. Maybe even that apply. What doesn't that apply to? That applies to marriage. Marriage, maybe food you're buying, stuff putting in your body. Just understand what it is before you put your money and invest into it. Do I have a Roth 401k option? I do not. And you can hear my hesitation because I haven't checked and we are switching our company. I think you guys remember our company got bought out by a private equity company. And I have an option actually to invest in them that's still getting figured out, that I could put money into my own business. So I think I've told you guys that I may actually entirely liquidate the taxable account to invest in my own company because, we're running long here. But anyway, we'll talk about that next time, maybe. Josh, yeah, parlay times 7. So anyway, I didn't fully understand what I put my money into, but Jay, I saw that United Rentals. We don't have time to look at it. Maybe next time. What I do know, that's a business I understand. We actually use equipment when we have remote jobs. We'll rent from United Rentals, and I've looked at them before, and from what I remember, they're very solid. So maybe next time we can dig into that one. But yeah, Michael, if it brings you pleasure and you can afford it, do it. I did it for the Super Bowl, so now I've been having fun doing these, using up the rest of my money. And even if I don't win anything else, hey, I still made $86.50. So we're all winners here. And you know what, guys, girls, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. It's been a blast. And I'll be in Vegas next week. Not going to go live. My wife was like, maybe you should try. I'm like, there's no way, Jen, I'm going to go live. Come on. But so we'll be missing next week. And, anyway, I love you guys, and we'll do it again 2 weeks from tonight. So see ya. I love you. And I'll talk to you